At a party, my girlfriend played Truth or Dare. She lost and had to call the person she regretted most in life, and she asked the person on the other end, "If I were single right now, would you give me a home?" Yes. The whole room went silent, and everyone expected me to lose my temper and flip the table. But instead, I calmly took off the ring on my finger and said, "We haven't registered our marriage yet. It's not too late, so let's just break up. I'll step aside for him." And before she could even respond, I had already turned and walked away. And on my way, I called my parents up north. "Mom, Dad, I've agreed to come home and get married." And they said, "Wonderful, Xiaofan. You've finally come around. You're the sole heir of the Jiang group, and if you hadn't insisted on staying out to get more experience all these years, you should have been married and running the family business by now, and your father and I have already picked out a match for you. We were just waiting for you to say the word," and hearing how relieved and happy they sounded, I felt a pang of guilt, and my voice softened without me even realizing it. "I'll go along with whatever you arrange." And they said, "Great. How about we set the wedding for January 19th? When are you coming back, and do you want to meet the person beforehand? I'll set up a meeting for you two soon." And my mom just kept going on and on, talking nonstop with such eagerness that it gave me a bit of a headache. I really didn't care who I married, and I had no interest in it. So I cut my mother off and said, "I just want to get back to the family and help out. The arranged marriage is just a side matter, so no need for a meeting. Just arrange the wedding, and I'll be back the day before." But just as I finished speaking, the bedroom door was pushed open from outside, and when I heard the noise, I instinctively turned my head and saw Bai Ningbing walking in with a frown, and she asked the wedding, "What wedding?" and facing her confused expression, I casually hung up the phone and made up an excuse. A friend is getting married and asked me to be his best man. Hearing that the tension on Bai Ningbing's face finally eased, and she didn't ask any more questions, so I put my phone on the table and headed into the bathroom, and moments later, the sound of running water filled the room. And the phone on the table started buzzing too, and hearing the constant notifications, I hesitated for a moment, then tapped the screen, and a message popped up from someone saved as Shen Haoyu saying, "Do you still remember what you said back then? You're not really holding on to the idea of marrying Jiang Fan, are you?" And that line made my heart skip a beat. My hands paused for a moment, and I slowly scrolled up. Then I saw the message Bai Ningbing had sent just minutes earlier saying, "Shen Haoyu in 33 days. It'll be your 28th birthday, and do you still remember what you promised me?" I put the phone back where it was and sat back on the sofa. As memories flooded through my mind, and when I was 18, my aunt came back to the country to get married, and I followed along and enrolled at Yun University to better enjoy college life, and also for safety reasons. I never told anyone about my real identity, and during my senior year at the freshman welcome party, I went on stage to play a song as a favor to my roommate. And when the song ended, I grabbed my instrument and stepped off stage and looked down to see Bai Ningbing. She was wearing a white dress and holding a bouquet of flowers waiting by the door. Her eyes were sparkling as she looked at me and asked, "Can I get your number?" I've always been a sucker for a pretty face, so I said yes on the spot. After that, we talked every day and kept running into each other in all sorts of places. 3 months after we met, Bai Ningbing confessed her feelings. It was young love, and it felt like love at first sight. I had no reason to say no, so we got together just like that. From 21 all the way to 28, and for those 7 years, my family kept pushing me to come back for matchmaking. After turning them down again and again, I had also tried a few times to feel out her thoughts. But every time the topic of marriage came up, Bai Ningbing would shut it down immediately and refuse to discuss it. At first, I thought she just wasn't ready for marriage yet, but after it happened so many times, I started to sense something was off. And then 2 weeks ago, at a get-together after a few drinks, I finally heard the truth. It turned out that the person in Bai Ningbing's heart had always been her childhood friend, Shen Haoyu. Unfortunately, her feelings were one-sided, and Shen Haoyu only ever saw her as a friend. And the reason she